So for this last assignment, my deliverables were Android push notifications, just really polishing, getting that finished, adding a room to a house, and then logging into the system through that. So for the first deliverable here, we're going to be looking at Android push notifications, registering and unregistering for Google Cloud messaging services. So really what we're going to do here is just register and then unregister and register again. So as you can see, we're not registered right now. We click register, we get a device token. We also got a GCM registered notification, and then we're going to unregister to see that the token was removed, and then register again just to show that we got a new token. So this is registering for Google Cloud messaging services. So the first thing we're going to do here is just make a new username and password, and we're going to register with the server. So test name is our username, and then password looks like the password. And then so we're just going to click register here, and we'll see that we'll get a confirmation back from the server. We're going to go over to notification, and what we're going to do is we're going to unregister and then register with a new GCM token. So what we did here was we made sure to associate the GCM device token with the username and password that we just registered with. And then what's going to happen is we're going to click notify me, and then as you can see, the notification that we got back, we got it back from the server. So Google Cloud Messaging likes to refresh your device token every few days. So when this happens, we need to post this new device token to the server to make sure that the notifications go to the correct device. So looking at some code here, this onRegistered method gets called every time the device token changes. So we set the new device token, and then we also need to send this new token to the server. So we're going to do a RESTful post to the server at API app user device token, and then we're going to tack on the username and the password to the end of that. And that's just going to post the new device token to the server, and then persistent storage is going to store that device token for us. So to show you that this actually works, we're going to just log in with a username and password that already exists, and then we're going to simulate changing the device token by unregistering and then registering again, and then we're going to do the post device token with Postman. So we just logged in, we unregister, we register again, and then if you look into this command prompt over here, you'll see that I'm going to just copy the new device token that I got, and then we're gonna post this new device token to the server. So we're just going to copy that here real quick. So as you can see, we're posting to test name and my password with the device token that we just copied. And we're going to click send, and then we got a true back and status code 200. So this Postman demonstration clearly demonstrates what is going on inside of the app. The reason why I didn't do a demo of the actual code was because I'd have to make a new view, and then I'd have to show it to you that way, and I'd really just be showing you the exact same thing. So this demonstration clearly shows my contribution for notifications, push notifications through Android to be working correctly. We're able to register with the server, we're able to change the device token, we're able to associate device tokens with users, and then we're able to generate notifications on our own. So this demonstration really serves as a unit test for this deliverable. So for the second deliverable in this assignment, I was tasked with being able to add a new room to a house. And so I'm just going to demonstrate this with a view that I made and show that the room that we make is going to get posted to the server and then eventually end up at persistent storage. So the first thing we need to do is just put in a name for the room, and then If we try and click register room, it won't let us register unless we have a name and the coordinates of the room set. So we just click get coordinates, and then it'll populate the longitude, latitude, and altitude values for the room. And then we click register room, and as you can see, the status code that we got back from the server API was an OK200. So this clearly shows the ability to add a room to the server with coordinates and a name. So for the final deliverable here, I'm just going to show again logging into the server and registering. So I showed that a little bit earlier in the Android push notification deliverables, but just to go over it again, if you try and log in without specifying a username or a password, it's going to get mad at you. You know, you need to put in a username and password. So you do that, and then you click login with someone who's already registered with the server, and you should get a login back. And then if you want to register a new user, just put in a username and a password, click register, and you should get a registration successful back from the server. So just going over some of the unit tests that I wrote for this assignment, test password hash tests whether or not the SHA-256 hashing algorithm works for hashing the passwords. Test login tests. It does a request login to test username and password to see if that's working correctly. Test register does something pretty similar. And then test register room is going to test to see whether we can make a room with a name, latitude, longitude, altitude, and then send that room to the server and make sure that the status code we got back is true. So these are all of the unit tests that I wrote for testing the cross-platform parts of this assignment. I'm just going to go ahead and run all these unit tests here. So we just go ahead and click yes here. As we can see, the 4 unit tests that I wrote go ahead and pass. Test login passes, password hash, test register room. So these are all the unit tests that I wrote, and they pass. So that about sums it up for my my video validation here. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please do not hesitate to email me. I'll be able to back up everything that I've shown to you here with code and demonstrations. So please don't hesitate to ask if you have any doubts. Thanks.